Welcome back into the Rowdy Studio. I'm Stephen Levine, Tom Vandervoort on the end, and right smack dab in the middle, real live race car driver JJ Yeley in the flesh.
Friend of you and me.
Ow, there it is. Can I do that?
No.
Ow.
Oh, no,
you say
pinching him? You promised us you wouldn't do that anymore.
I try to stop. I try to resist, and I just can't do it. Now, JJ, I want to talk to you a little bit about Matt Kenseth, because he's in a really unique situation in that he is a lame duck driver in the chase for the championship. What sort of challenges does somebody face, or does a team face, if they know their driver is out the door at the end of the season?
Well, I think the first challenge would actually having you ask Matt Kenseth if he was a lame duck, because that would be pretty interesting to see.
You don't think he'd like that?
No. He may actually remove your
I mean,
glasses.
it's like everyone's got an incentive to perform.
Absolutely.
But there's human nature involved too, right?
No, not at all. At the end of the day, he's not going to hold anything against Jack Roush or the guys that have been with him for numerous years. I mean, obviously, he has been at Roush for so long that he is one of the pinnacle guys of the organization. And the fact that he's not coming back, I'm sure that he's probably got mixed emotions about. But at the end of the day, he still has himself in position to win a championship. But that is goal number one. And that, as a race car driver, you don't change. You don't go, I'm going somewhere new, so I don't want to.
But what about the other side of the equation? You said Matt doesn't hold anything against Roush. Does Roush hold something against Matt? And does he have a limited number of resources that he has to funnel in different areas?
I don't think so, not at all. Because at the same time, there's going to be guys that have been with Matt forever that have that respect. And you have that mutual respect. You're not going to give up on anyone, regardless if they're leaving or not, because that has nothing to do with them. If it came down to a personality conflict between Matt Kenseth and Jack Roush, obviously something was there because they didn't work out an extension in the contract. But those guys still have a job to do too. Now, I think you would have a different situation, not to change the subject, in something like Brad Keselowski and Dodge, just because now you have a company that's, with the engine department doing something different. Now you could see something changing versus a team who's been together for a very long time, that their goal is still to go win a championship, because at the end of the day, those guys still need their jobs. They still want to be successful, and this is 2012. They got to look forward to 2013 at the same time.
It feels like human nature a little bit might suggest that if you got off to a bad start in the chase, that might be more of a problem for a team where they know they're splitting up at the end of the year than a team that knows they're coming back.
Certainly.
Is that a fair statement?
It's probably more of a fair statement. I think it would be different if they would have been in a position of trying to get themselves locked in. If they were vying for the spot that Casey Kane and Jeff Gordon got to. Right. If you were outside the chase and you were really fighting for it, then you go into 2 races before you get to Richmond, or you get to Richmond and you're having struggles, then everything falls apart. But I think because he's in, they've been exceptional most of the year. The entire program has been pretty stout. So
as long as he's got a chance to achieve and win, then everyone's on the same page.
Absolutely. If they go through a bunch of problems and they're 9th in points and there's 2 races to go, obviously I don't think Matt's going to go out there and do anything to put himself in jeopardy to win a race. If it meant running out there and running second and not doing something, that's going to be a different case. But honestly, for a guy like that who's a past champion, a great guy, I don't think he gives up no matter what.
That's really interesting, though. We talk in terms of Matt Kenseth being a lame duck. Don't really talk much in terms of Brad Keselowski's manufacturer being a lame duck manufacturer. And you can see where that might certainly have more of a detrimental effect on his campaign than Matt Kenseth's future employment has on his campaign.
Certainly. You have a lot of employees that, the way I understand, they're still going to be building engines, but it's not going to be Cup engines. I'm sure they're going to have to downsize. There's going to be people losing their jobs. And, once you start taking those things into account, I think that's a bigger factor than something you're going to see with Matt Kenseth and Roush Racing.
Very good. That's the kind of insight we bring you in here for, Yeley.
I'm just blown away, baby.
Yeah. All right. For JJ Yeley and Tom Vandervoort, I'm Stephen Levine. Thanks a lot for watching.